How women actually want you to look at their breasts, aka how to notice without being a creep. Let's begin by acknowledging that it is natural to notice breasts. All people universally tend to notice breasts, and this is evolutionary in nature. Breasts are associated with nourishment, comfort, safety, being held. It's normal to notice them. It's often said that men are visual creatures. But the truth is, all of us are visual creatures. All of us see things that distract us, shiny objects, things that are moving, things that have contrast and shadow. So it's not unusual to notice breasts. But there's a big difference between a quick glance and a laser-focused leer. Studies have shown that eye contact and a brief glance at a chest is often reflexive, something we actually don't choose to do. It's automatic, but we can choose to look away politely. And we can choose how we engage with that part of us. Let us start by talking about why staring at breasts can feel so creepy and uncomfortable for the person being stared at. Lingering eye contact with any body part can feel very invasive. It can make that person feel like they are just that body part. If you're looking just at someone's breasts, it can make them feel like you don't even see the rest of them. Breasts also carry a lot of cultural and personal significance. Most women had an experience around puberty of someone staring at their chest, and it made them feel uncomfortable, like they were being energetically penetrated. It can make women feel like they having attention that is unwanted, that they undo anything about. For many women, when they developed breasts, they went from feeling like a girl to a woman really quickly before they were ready. So, if you wonder how it makes a woman feel, consider that it might make her feel like she is more of an object than an actual person in your conversation or interaction. Now, let's talk about how to actually look without being creepy. First off, keep it classy. If you find yourself looking more than once or twice, remember to shift your focus back on her face. If you find that difficult, pick just one eye. The left eye is usually a little bit more intimate. The right eye is usually a little bit easier to look into, but pick one spot and focus on that spot on her face. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you haven't done anything wrong, but that you're committed to not looking back or leering. Second, consider the context. If you're in a professional setting, it is even more inappropriate to look at, say, a co-worker's or colleague's cleavage. It is not an invitation, even if her chest is bare, for you to look and stare. As you're focusing on her eye, remember also to pay close attention to her ideas, what she's sharing, and remember that she's inside this professional context with you for a reason. Now, if you're in a social setting, if you're in a flirtatious setting, if you're on a date with a partner, then consider that these are environments where a compliment is appropriate. But instead of making it on her chest, make it about her clothing, how she looks overall. Something that actually leads to a more generative and flirty conversation than saying something just about her body. Remember, most women didn't choose the size of their chest or anything about it, the shape, etc., but they chose how they dress. They chose what they wore for the evening. they chose this color. And complimenting someone on their choices is a lot more meaningful than complimenting them on their body, something they didn't necessarily choose. Also, be attuned to her cues. A woman will tell you a lot about if she is open to you looking, because she will make her chest accessible and available to you. But if she crosses her arms, gives you some side eye, or she starts to turn away from you, that's your cue that you need to back off. That's a good rule of thumb for any social circumstance. When someone begins to use their body to orient themselves away from you, that's an indication they're no longer open to that conversation. But if she's open, she's warm, she's flirty, it might be appropriate for you to make a quick glance. Women dress, especially when they're on a date or trying to signal they're interested, to be attractive, to look attractive. So acknowledging that is appropriate inside the right context. And I don't even feel like I should have to say this. But just to be perfectly clear, compliments like nice rack or are those real are not actually compliments. Those are things that maybe you thought and then let escape your mouth. If you're in the habit of doing that to women, just don't open your lips to say it at all. Think it to yourself and then move on and say something else. Here's one other thing to consider. What if you had something on your body, like a pimple or a scar, something you were a little bit self-conscious about, but people kept giving attention to it? Imagine that people not only give attention to it, but they also make comments on it. Imagine that even if they say nice things, you're self-conscious about it and you don't want people objectifying you or focusing on those things. You want someone to focus on your ideas or what you bring to the table or the conversation you're remaking, not the thing that's a part of your body that you don't have any control over. And if you find yourself in a situation where you have looked and then she saw you look and now you've got to write the conversation or bring it back around, ask her a question that shows you care about her as a human being. Show some genuine curiosity about her, what she's into, what she does, how she likes to spend her time, what her favorite food is, her favorite movie. Is she reading any good books recently? Ask her a question that gives you space to actually demonstrate your own brilliance, your own things that make you interesting. Ask her if she's familiar with something you're passionate about. Ask her if she runs or if she's into any hobbies or interests. Steer the conversation back towards something you can really engage in, while also asking her meaningful questions that allow her to share more about herself as a person. Now, speaking of meaningful questions, if you want to take your conversations with women to a deeper, more connected level, there are many resources available that can guide you. You can look for thoughtful, respectful questions that create real intimacy and help you understand what she actually desires. A simple online search can point you towards helpful guides and playbooks on this topic. Yes, women notice when a man checks out our chest, but we also notice when a man is polite. We notice when a man is mature. We notice when a man is treating us as an entire person. And here is one more thing you can do that will support everyone having a better relationship with this. If you see a male friend of yours that's crossing a line, that's saying something that makes a woman uncomfortable, or he's saying something to you that you find inappropriate, nudge him, give him a little, "Hey man, don't make her uncomfortable. Hey, that's not cool. Hey, let S talk about her like she is a person and not just a set of body parts." Changing the culture so that all of us can feel good is based on making women feel safe. And when you do the work of having man-to-man conversations that make other men safer, you do that work for all of us. Women are safer, and then we feel better about being exposed, sharing, and we can feel appreciated instead of objectified. So, at the end of the day, just know that it is natural to notice, but please do not stare. Keep it polite. Think about the context you're in. That will give you more clues as to how you could engage. And remember that no matter what and no matter how wonderful breasts are, all of us like to be reminded that we are a full person and more than just our body. If this helped you understand what women actually want, consider subscribing to channels that offer thoughtful men's health and relationship advice. Comment below and tell me what has worked for you when navigating this territory and what hasn't. Thanks for watching and take care.